I'm reporting to you today from St. Elizabeth Church at 41st Street and Michigan Avenue in Chicago. The outside of this building bears a mural that includes the likeness of Father Augustus Tolton. He is recognized as the first American priest of African descent, and one day he may be a saint from the Archdiocese of Chicago. Cardinal Francis George recently announced that the Archdiocese is introducing Father Tolton's cause for canonization.
Here he was, someone born a slave, then liberated at the time of the Civil War with his mother, moved to southern Illinois, and the Franciscan order helped him to go to Rome and go through the Urbanianum seminary there. He went there with the idea that just as he wasn't acceptable as a seminarian in our country, he wouldn't be acceptable as a priest. And so he was going to go to Africa as a missionary, and it was the Roman authorities who said, look, you come from a so-called enlightened country, let them find out what an African-American priest will be. You go home. So he did. He came home, and he served quite a while in southern Illinois, the first years of his priesthood, and then he ran into a number of roadblocks. And so Archbishop Fian, the first Archbishop of Chicago, invited him to come to Chicago and begin an African-American parish, because before that the African-American Catholics had been celebrating Mass in the basement of a white church. And so he came, and of course he came into his own. And it was still a struggle here. He worked very hard. He was a good priest. He visited the sick, and many priests died in the 19th century before they were 50 from infectious diseases that they caught while visiting the sick. He perhaps wore himself out, and he died at 47 years of age, and not left behind the reputation of a very devoted priest. And this is the year for priest. So I thought to myself, we should look for some models, but also intercessors among the priests who have served the people of the Archdiocese of Chicago. And there have been many, many holy priests in the last 170 years who have served here. But Augustus Tolton is one of the better known among them, and so I thought maybe this is the time to at last advance the cause for sainthood of a very holy Chicago priest.
Yeah. Cardinal George has appointed Bishop Joseph Perry as postulator for the cause of Father Tolton. In that role, Bishop Perry will begin researching the case for Father Tolton's possible sainthood.
During the period of slavery and emancipation and Reconstruction, even through the period of segregation and discrimination thereafter, moving up to the civil rights laws and that, there is no one in this country who has emerged as a saint. There are many, what you might call civic martyrs for a variety of reasons. A lot of people lost their lives in this whole struggle, both white and black. And in all of that history, that huge stretch there, Tolton surfaces as a minister in our Catholic tradition, someone who suffered in light of that, but still remained steadfast. He was faithful. He didn't dish back anything that was dished out to him. He tried to bring a semblance of Christian faith and Catholicity to a group of people who were not ministered to very well, and that was the black community. We believe he's the ideal of what we think a priest should be for that time, even today.
Father Tolton founded St. Monica Church on Chicago's South Side in 1891. When that church closed, his congregation merged with a congregation here at St. Elizabeth. Canonization is a lengthy process. We'll let you know of any updates regarding Chicago's Father Augustus Tolton.